Hi, this is John, and this is also John.
I'm also John.
And this is Let's Play Book Club, where we talk about a book, Prince of Thorns, and a game, Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
What's up, John?
Not a whole lot. How you been?
I'm good.
Good.
No.
What have you been doing?
Not much. We haven't. We went on another sabbatical again, didn't we? We didn't do our show for the last couple weeks, which is unfortunate.
Well, I feel like it was merited though because Dark Souls 3 came out.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? But I don't think that's a good excuse.
Well, you're pretty far into it though now. I've been watching on our Twitch stream.
Yeah, almost done with it.
Oh, nice.
Almost, I think so. At least I don't really know. I haven't really been reading any of the. I want to beat it like sooner rather than later.
Yep.
So I can start reading like the other stuff that people are doing in the
okay.
lore and get all that stuff. But I feel like I'm missing so much in it because I don't know what I'm doing in Dark Souls. I'm really bad at it.
Did you feel like that your first playthrough of the first game?
Dude, I couldn't even do the first playthrough. You know that.
That's true.
I had to look up so many guides. Like I'm that dude that had to like if you read I don't know, threads about it, everyone's like, don't even look up anything, just go into a blind. And I couldn't even get past like the first area because I kept dying. I was so bad at that game.
I will give you though, I'm
not doing that now for Dark Souls 3.
You bashed your head against it way more than I ever would.
I would have given
better. Up. Like, okay, nope, don't know where I'm supposed to go. Don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I've gotten better. I feel like Dark Souls, because Dark Souls 2 I didn't really enjoy, and I felt like I was kind of just pushing myself through it to get it over with, and if I got stuck, I would immediately look up something.
Yeah.
But Dark Souls 3, I haven't looked up anything. I've been just exploring and figuring it out myself, and that's been kind of a cool experience.
Nice.
I want to talk about this.
Yeah, who's this guy?
Right now.
Who are you summoning?
This is summoning. So we're in Sen's Fortress like last time, and this is towards the end of Sen's Fortress. We're about to fight the Iron Golem, who is blocking the way into Anor Londo. And I just summoned Black Iron Tarkus, who is so you can see the Iron Golem right. I moved too fast. Doesn't matter. Black Iron Tarkus. His lore is that he came to Anor Londo, or he came to Sen's Fortress to fight the Iron Golem to get into Anor Londo, which is the city of the gods. So this is kind of the crucible to fight this Iron Golem here. And what I'm gonna do is, John, this is great. This is to show how easy the game is. I'm not gonna fight Iron Tarkus or Iron Golem at all. I'm gonna let Black Iron Tarkus, the dude I summoned, do it all. He's gonna kill. I gave it away. Spoiler alert. But this is how easy the game is. Like, I'm not gonna do anything. The computer's gonna fight itself, and that's what we're gonna watch for the next. He almost loses it. Look at this. He almost
gets him space smashed. Yeah.
Kind of space smashed it. But he's so dumb. Anyway, it doesn't. Yeah. So that's what's gonna happen for like the next 3 minutes.
Okay. That's a strat though. That's
the Black Iron Tarkus strat, to just let him kill the Iron Golem and you don't have to do anything.
I kind of like the different levels of this. The fact that we're watching you watch that guy, and then other people are watching us watch this.
Oh yeah,
all the way through.
Speaking of other people, we wanted to, I guess, give shout out. I feel like I'm not a guy who says shout out, but no,
all right.
It happened.
What can you do?
All the people that have been, I don't know, since the author, I forgot his name already.
Oh, we're horrible at this.
What's his name? That doesn't matter. Oh, no. Mark Lawrence. Mark Lawrence tweeted our little thing. We got like a few people subscribing and commenting. And so I guess Michael, Valentia, Fluffy Chaos, and Killer Toast, thank you for the support. It's really great. And it's really nice to know that people enjoy what we're doing. You know, it's cool. It's a nice feeling. That's why I felt kind of bad that we hadn't done anything.
Yeah.
In the last couple of weeks. Can't help it. It's just Dark Souls 3, man.
Dark Souls 3 and life. It just kind of gets in the way.
Yeah. Oh, there he goes. He won.
Yay!
Yay! I am super stoked
joy.
by that.
Good job, Tarkus.
Yeah, he did it all. I didn't do anything. So
he
yeah,
just fades
Dark
into
Souls.
the background.
Yeah, Dark Souls super easy. It's like the easiest game ever.
Yeah. It's like Pokemon. You just summon a guy and he goes and fights for you.
The Pokemans.
All
right. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So we're moving here. You're moving into Anor Londo.
Anor Londo. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is great. This is an epic moment in the game when you you get to see the beautiful Anor Londo for the first time. These weird dragons.
Yeah, these things.
I don't know what these things are. They shoot lightning. They're such a pain in the ass. Pardon my French.
But those are ass pains right there.
They help you here. They just bring you up. So they're bringing up me to the wall of Anor Londo,
which is weird. You don't ever. Speaking of, you don't ever fight the bird ever, do you?
No,
what's up with that bird
raven?
from earlier in the game? Yeah, with the fancy feathers.
I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, the procedurally generated feathers. I don't know.
Ones.
It's just that I don't know. I'm sure there's lore behind it. I know you can't kill it. You can't fight it. I don't know.
Fair enough. It's just odd choice, I guess.
I don't know.
This is one of those things where it's like, did they early in the game we got procedurally generated feathers and this big fancy bird, but then later, well, let's just use an enemy model and have them pick them up and take them and drop them off. I guess
that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know if that's what happened, but it's
no, it's true. Like that. There's a lot of corner cuts on. You can see it really. It's evident that I don't know, they just ran out of time or money or something.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Especially when we'll get to if we do get to the lava area.
Oh yeah,
Lost Izalith. That area is just so bad. And even I think I've said this before, but the developers even said they had to cut corners, and one of them is in Lost Izalith big time, and probably for trying. I think actually that you mentioned it. If you look earlier, the iron Golem is in front of a big door that's been blocked off, so they might have actually been trying to make you walk through that door. And they're like, we don't have time. Let's just make them fly up with this.
Here he goes.
So this lady is she's the Dark Moon Knightess.
Knightess.
She's a Knightess. I don't know if that's her real name or if that's the fan name that they gave her. I don't know if she even has a name. But she's another firekeeper.
Okay.
So she's keeping the bonfire there. And her, if you get her armor, which I won't explain how you get her armor because spoilers, it says something like she's super ugly. She's super ugly because she's full of humanity. I don't know if we've ever talked about the mechanics of the game.
Wait, yeah, humanity is what makes you pretty again, though.
Yeah, you can get in the upper left corner. There's a number, 00 there.
Yeah,
and you can the humanity is the term for the dark soul. It's these little dark sprites that you can munch up, and it turns you from a zombie into a person.
Yeah.
And apparently the lore behind the firekeepers is that they're full of humanity. They have tons of humanity, but it makes them it's the way it describes in the lore, something it writhes and wriggles underneath her, it's under her skin, it's a kind of a pestilence or something. So the term humanity might be a misnomer.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's something that you would think of as not a negative.
It's basically part of the dark soul. It's part of the there was I want to say 3 souls that Gwyn, the Witch of Izalith, and Nito, and Seath. So four light souls that those 4 characters got, and then there's 1 dark soul that the furtive pygmy, who is the furtive meaning shy, who is he's the proto man basically.
All right. The missing link.
Yeah, but what's interesting about humanity is that you can farm it off of rats. So the game, it's almost I don't know. It's interesting. They don't explain why that is, but there's obviously a conscious decision why they made humanity kind of a disgusting pestilence. It's deep. Oh my God. I just blew my own mind.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're in Anor Londo now, and I'm going to die a lot. So
good
where
deal.
are we in the book?
Hey, speaking of books, we're reading one.
We're reading a book.
Yeah, so we've gotten into, what is it?
A really good book, by the way, I just want to say.
Yeah, so we're getting into some of the longest stretches of action that has actually happened in this book, I would say. It sort of ramps up from here, especially while we're underneath the Red Keep. So we've come into the Gorge of the Little Crota in the last section, and now we're underneath the mountain, kind of. We're doing the whole, Mines of Moria deal from Lord of the Rings is going on. This is their stretch. So we're walking through. He's got there's a big section of Gomst just like screaming his head off.
Yeah, Gomst, who is the priest from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Rickety Cricket. That's exactly who he is.
But he's yelling for a whole bunch at the start of this section, and he's getting left to the Lakota, and George. I don't know. We've got some. They're walking farther into the builders area that's all the poured concrete and low sloping ceilings. They talk about that there's no stairs anywhere.
Yeah, they walk up an elevator at one point, or what is assumed to be an elevator.
Okay, so that's one thing. So they talk about there's no stairs anywhere, and you've got sloping things and this giant shaft. I wondered about, so this is a little bit of a spoiler for the book also, I wondered if maybe this was a missile silo.
Oh yeah, you might be right.
It's
that makes sense.
Gigantic shaft. I mean, but it's one of those things that like the character has no knowledge of what it is, so it's just sort of left for us to piece together.
I guess in my mind, I just pictured it as another building that didn't. Yeah, that makes sense, because I was like, wait a second, buildings got they got ladders. They're not ladders. They got stairs.
Yeah,
like,
somewhere.
Why would this building have any stairs? That doesn't sound right
At all. And also, it's talking about. I mean, because an elevator shaft, I would think would be a lot narrower. This at least, when I was thinking of the description, seemed like it was a pretty big space that they had built stairs up to.
That makes sense.
Before that happened, though, we've got some pretty good expositional dialogue where Macon is talking to George, and because they're worried about the necromancers, and Macon asks George, I mean, if he's got a plan, like what the plan is, and he kind of pestering him about it, and George just asks the Nubans, like, Nuban, explain to him about the dead. And so he kind of goes into this story about how the dead don't stay dead anymore, and there was the day of 1,000 suns.
I wonder what that is.
Oh man,
1,000 suns, you say?
But so many. Okay, so to quote the book, but on the day of 1,000 suns, so many people had to push through at once. They broke the door. The veil is thin now. It takes a whisper and the right promise, and you can call the dead back. So they're talking about the necromancers.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
Did you ever see Night of the Living Dead? Any of those, the George Romero movies?
I've seen Day of the Dead. I think is the only one I've actually seen.
I think it's Day of the Dead. No, Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead is the one where they're in the mall.
Nope, I haven't seen that one.
One of the lines is something like, he's like, my grandpa told me that when too many people died, hell would overflow and they'd come back to life, or something like that. Like that, the dead would come back. And that's what made me think of, like, they're zombies.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you've noticed this, but this is something that I didn't, especially the first time I read through. But the sort of the symbolism and the representation of death as a door, well, that's not, I don't know, that's not like the most, I don't want to say that like that's original to this book, but it's been used over and over and over again already in this book. Because he talks about looking at, I mean, I guess that is kind of a cliche to say he's on death's doorstep or whatever, but he represents death as a door when he's really, really sick. There was another time, I was going to write them all down so that I could keep track of how many times it's talked about, but this, I guess this is very subtle foreshadowing that I missed, but this kind of stuff, it stays important throughout the series.
The door?
The door.
Dude, so you see, I don't know. I have a feeling that like I have so many questions about so much. So I understand what's happening. I know we've gone over this before. Like it's post-apocalyptic. Like
right.
The day of 1,000 suns was the nuclear apocalypse. Oh, I died there. That makes me so mad.
There you go.
And the silent ear breaks. Anyway, I died so many times here. I got so frustrated. So I think this is like the third or fifth time that I died. I just cut it. Anyway.
By the magic of editing.
By the magic of editing. Earlier me looks a lot better at this game. I feel like there's going to be more questions than answers. Like I feel like whatever, I don't, I'm not convinced that I'm going to be satisfied with however this book ends. That's all. I know you make it sound like I will be, but I don't think I will be.
I will say it is a trilogy, and it is a very, it is definitely like it comes to an end. It's not one of those where, like, he leaves a lot of strings hanging loose at the end.
That's so crazy to me.
At the end of the third book.
So much doesn't make sense to me right now. Okay, we have to keep reading.
Oh yeah,
books.
I'm fine with that. I mean, I liked them a lot. But okay, so we're moving through this builder area. There's lots of, they talk about dust and the smell of death, and so something that he talks about the dust smelling like bitter almonds. And the only time I've ever seen that talked about, I don't know what that actually would represent, but the only time I've ever heard of that is when people are talking about cyanide. So I don't know if that's what, like, if that would make sense. If it's like maybe like a chemical,
that's deep.
Like a chemical warfare kind of a thing that's just like walking through.
Yeah. No, I gathered that. I mean, they hit on that before about like the what is it, like the neurotoxin or whatever, and like the red guys, the red.
Oh yeah, how they're sort of poisoned and looking all red faced.
I mean, I think it's
safe to assume. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we forgot something. We forgot like introduction, like a few more characters. We did Gorgoth.
Yes, we have talked about
Gorgoth last time, but we haven't talked about the two little Lakota kids.
Oh, they're so cute with their tiger stripes and mean claws.
Gog and Magog.
Yeah, which I thought was actually pretty interesting when Gorgoth is. So these are two children that are being, like, I guess to sort of like keep the peace under the mountain. You've got that the Lakota give the necromancers some like sacrifices basically. So they're non-human
sacrifice.
Yeah, they're non-human sacrifices.
Well, they're still Lakota. I mean,
yeah.
But they're part of the community that is sacrificing them.
Yes, I would say it's less like inhumane, I guess, than it sort of sounds, because Gorgoth talks about the fact that these guys are gonna. He talks about it as the change, so the gifts that the Lakota get when they're coming on too fast, which means that these guys are going to get really cancery really quickly, I guess. So because they are changing so fast. It's because they're really young and they're already like covered in tiger stripes and they have cat's eyes and claws.
Yeah, they are. But doesn't George at one point says something like, "Why are you killing them? Because they're so much better looking than you," or something? That's what starts the whole thing with Gorgoth explaining, like, they're good looking now, but they're gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Like, we all start off good looking, but these two are changing way faster than normal, so it's better for them to just die rather than suffer to death.
Right. Yeah, and they sort of pull on George's heartstrings a little bit because it's a brother and another brother, and the brother trying to protect the other kind of stuff.
Yeah. Is Gog the bigger one or the littler one? I can't remember.
I will have to get back to you on that.
No worries.
They are.
If you're reading along, leave a comment.
Let us know about this book we already have read.
I'm super far ahead. I can't stop reading.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna finish this book very quick. I can't. We've been reading this book for like months now. I feel like I should have finished it a while ago.
Yeah.
But I've just been so busy with like work and school and everything.
No. This is one of those things that, like, we said, oh, this is going to be easy to keep doing every week, to just sit down and. And it hasn't been, but
it is easy. We're just kind of lazy.
there's that. It would be easy for people who are dedicated, but
it's not terribly difficult. I mean, I'm drinking a beer right now. If I could,
that's true.
A lot of my work would involve drinking beer. I think I do more of it.
Okay. So now we got Gog and Magog hanging along, taking a trip, because they're like, well, while we're on our way up here, we might as well take these guys to the necromancers.
To get sacrificed.
Yeah. So they go up the giant shaft that I guess the Lucrota have built stairs into, but it's like an added thing that there've been like a winding kind of staircase thing that's along the walls. We have a guy that falls.
Gaines.
Oh, poor Gaines.
The cook, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The one who cooks poorly. But
What a character.
What a character. What a guy who was made just to die. So he falls off and screams his way down, and that's pretty much the only like really important thing that happens on the trip up, except for George gets a little, I don't know, he shows a little bit more of himself, like being, I don't know, he's mad that he let everybody get so tired that somebody would stumble off the side.
Yeah.
So after that, they get up to the top, and we finally meet a necromancer, which is the super sexy. When she's got her
a
magic,
cutie patootie.
She's just, I think, dripping sex. Those words were used.
John, I gotta interrupt. This part right here this is like the most annoying part of the whole game.
Oh god.
With the two, with the two silver knights that are shooting at you.
Yeah.
I nail it in my first try. No editing or anything.
Nice.
I was super stoked by that. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you ain't
So
telling
there
me.
goes all the suspense for that. Anyway. So the cutie patootie necromancer.
Chella, I believe is her name. And
that's right.
She, I don't know, has already bewitched immediately. Except for the Nubin, who, if you remember, was also immune to the Dream Witch's spells because of his crossbow. So I'm guessing that's the reason, which comes into play later. So they have a little bit of a like a join me, and everything's okay except for I guess the Nubin and George, as an extension, have a problem with is it Sunbro?
Yeah, Sunbro's there. Yeah, he's just chilling out. He makes kind of like a homoerotic comment.
Yeah,
that's all right.
All right,
Yeah.
we're cool with those.
Yeah, it's
What can
all
you do?
right. I like Sunbro.
Just chilling. But so we have Gog and Magog being brought up. I mean, the exchange of we give them and we go on our way is happening. But so Chella summons up some little skellies guys to
The Skellies.
yeah.
It's a bummer. There's a point in Dark Souls that is exactly like the scene with the Skellies and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I don't know. We're not. It's too bad we couldn't coincide.
Oh man, that would have been such great synergy.
Yeah. Oh well.
Wah, wah.
Well,
But
it's even got like a necromancer and everything. It's really pretty cool.
but we've got a necromancer, and so the Nubin though shoots the skeleton, makes his head explode. George, they have a fight.
There was a firefight.
Except for the exact opposite, because the Chella like sucks the cold, or like sucks the heat out of the room, like continually until like it's just getting colder and colder and colder as these guys are fighting skeletons that just keep coming back, and it just won't end. Mm-hmm. And George breaks off and he thinks, I gotta find Chella, gotta kill her.
Gotta kill the necromancer.
Gotta kill the necromancer. Before that, they had seen through like where she looked really gross and ugly. So it's one of those where she looks really pretty, but actually she's not.
Yeah, she nasty.
Oh, she nasty though.
She dead.
She dead.
It's the lighting. Went on dates like that.
Yeah.
But I'm
Heyo. But
John, I'm getting all Havel's stuff. I'm getting all
nice.
Hazel's armor right there.
Hazel's armor. Fun real life fact: my phone autocorrects my niece's name to Havel now because we've been talking about Dark Souls so often. So
this is kind of interesting. So you get Havel's armor, and then there's this thing, one of these
Mimic.
Mimic. Oh, thank you, Mimic.
No problem.
And inside the Mimic is an occult enchanted club. So what's interesting about that is a cult is what the gods are weak to, and Anor Londo is the city of the gods. And we were talking about how Havel's armor, Havel's weapon is a giant dragon tooth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's fan theories, the occult club. There's fan theories that the mimics come from Seath. We know that for a fact. Seath makes these mimics. Havel is a dragon hunter. Obviously, Seath and Seath is a dragon. Obviously, Havel and Seath do not like each other. Havel is the guard of the gods. Theory is that Seath sent that mimic down into the basement where Havel keeps his armor to put the occult club to basically frame him as trying to kill the gods.
Oh.
How deep is that, man? How crazy is that?
Wow.
All they did was put a little goofy, one of these goofy monsters down there with a stupid cult club in it next to some Havel's armor, and you get all this lore. How cool is that? That's why I like this game.
Yeah. You
Sorry.
can make it what you want.
It's pretty cool. I think they did it on purpose. I think that's pretty cool.
Huh? Maybe so.
Maybe not.
maybe not.
So they're fighting the skellies now.
Fight the skellies. So George breaks off. He's got to find the necromancer because he knows you cut off the head of the snake, the whole body dies, right? He goes, find her. Turns out the Nuban had the same idea, but he's dropped his crossbow and he's getting his neck bit. And she is getting killed. And so, long story short, George kind of has a little bit of he has no internal conflict because he knows that this is still a pawn. He talks about that again, but there's been a lot more building up to this point about how the fact that the Nuban is his only real friend.
Yeah.
And we have one of those where she does the whole like Darth Vader at Cloud City, join me, we can rule the empire.
Yeah, she did do that
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also like holding the Nuban as like a shield because George has picked up his crossbow, which is keeping him.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Holding the Nuban's crossbow, which is.
Look at this! Oh, look at that thing!
Oh yes, the mimic head. And so George shoots the Nuban right through the chest and sticks Chella, and they both fall off into one of the giant chasms. And that's the end of where we read.
That's the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the end. That's it. That's all.
That's all.
That's all.
That's all. All right. But I think that went well.
Really well. Yeah. I mean, really solid fight scene. I mean, we didn't really go into a whole lot of the detail of it, but as far as this is, there's been a lot. I mean, we've talked about it before how there's been a lot of like having a chapter where the action has just ended. And while the duel in the throne room was the first real taste of it, this has been the biggest section, and it's really highlighting, just the author's ability, I think, to sort of portray that like action and it being sort of conveying the fact that like multiple things are happening to multiple characters. Because I feel like it seems easy. I mean, obviously, I'm not a writer, so I don't have a whole lot of experience. But it seems easier to convey that when it's just like one guy versus one guy. But conveying like the frantic nature of lots of things happening at the same time and not making it feel like disjointed and strange. I think he did a good job at this. So, so I mean, I like this section. I mean, this is going to move into another one where obviously there's no way to like misconstrue the fact that this is the future is coming up here next. And
I'm pretty sure. I think that's pretty obvious now. There's like a scene with like Top Secret and like.
Oh yeah, the book. Okay, yeah that's true.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty evident.
That's true.
They made that pretty clear. But okay, so I just died.
You did.
I think that's the end.
Yeah.
The end of the episode. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Next week we'll do more, and we'll talk, and we'll see Bro. Bro. Yeah. All right.
Sounds great. All right.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. Have a good one.
Bye now.
Bye.